and welcome to MGP436. I'm Kevin. With me as ever, this Sheepdog, Anna and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
Hello. It's time for story time with Pab. You sound like a CBeebies extra.
It did go that way, didn't it?
Yeah. Are you wearing a cardigan? Are you ready to tell us a story? Is it circle time with Pab? Is that a new feature?
It's time for the story of Silky the pickaxe and where he really went.
You know, don't you?
No.
I'm going to have this man killed. Nobody knows what you're talking about. We can't start talking about games 40 seconds into the podcast.
No,
That's
but
outrageous. I'm not having it. So we're going to move on and we'll circle back round in 20 minutes. And Pab's planted a seed now. And at some point during this episode, he'll tell me where he's hidden my pickaxe in Minecraft because he's a monster, an actual monster. But in the meantime, we'll talk about something else because it's the only civilized thing to do in this situation. So I will go back to my usual question I ask at this juncture. How are we all doing on this fine week?
yeah, good.
Better.
Pretty good.
I've got a weird thing that's happened. I mean, you're quite a man of the internet. You're quite well known.
I am quite the man. What?
People try and steal your identity and stuff like that online for
Yeah.
their own nefarious means.
Yep.
Is there a Lelujo whiskey at all?
No, because I don't. No, just no,
See?
there isn't.
You're lucky. You made up a word, and that's what your name's built around.
I'm not
But
lucky. I'm a genius.
I obviously built my name round an animal that a vicar called me, so it's not really it's not under my control. It's not a name I particularly own. It's just a name that I was given. I was baptized it at a wedding. But this
Do you
company,
get baptized at weddings?
well, I did. You were there. You saw it happen.
This is true.
So Sheepdog Whiskey seems to be targeting anyone who follows or likes or is involved with anything I do online. All of my most fervent followers, all the ones who all are regularly in contact with me, have individually, one by one, over the past week, messaged me going, "Is this anything to do with you?" Because it keeps appearing on my timeline. It's just Sheepdog peanut butter whiskey. And after it happened like 5 or 6 times, I was just like, this is getting silly now. I think Lee McElwain was the last person to mention it. And I just was like, yes, I've seen it a few times. And then Smoothman tagged the company on my Twitter. And now all day people keep tweeting me about it. So I'm just looking through their Twitter account now, just reacting to their marketing. So they're saying like, share a sheepdog. You know, remember to bring Sheepdog to your parties. I'm like, I don't want to come. Please don't bring me to your crowd. I'm not interested in being drank. I'm just reacting to it now, but it's just plaguing me. Anyone who follows anything I'm on is going to be getting this advert appear on them now. They're going to be noticing about Sheepdog whiskey. I'm hoping, because lots of people are doing the exact same thing and saying they should start sending you free whiskey, Sheepdog. So I'm counting on our listeners now to do me a solid and go on Twitter and tweet me the picture and go, "Is this company you, Sheepdog?" And then go, when I go, "No, it's not. I'm getting that a lot." They can go, "They should give you a free bottle of whiskey, Sheepdog," and then we'll just see how many people we can get doing that. Because I mean, not that I'm imagining peanut butter whiskey is going to be that nice, but they're insisting it's nicer than it sounds. But and this isn't an ad; it's just a weird.
I mean,
thing
it feels a lot like an ad.
It does, doesn't it? I mean, I'm showing them the power of the Sheepdog marketing machine, but no, it is really surreal. Just constantly having.
I feel like I should be bringing up NordVPN and Manscaped around about now.
This is genuinely not a real ad. I feel like because they're very small. And it just seems to have really, really hammered my followers because of the link. And it just feels like it has to be deliberate because it's happened so much. Like one person going, "Oh, is this you?" would have been normal. Yeah, fair enough. You know, I get that every now and again. But this has been like genuinely ridiculous, the amount of times it's come up this week.
What it's actually, rather than trying to get a brand deal out of them, you need to be contacting them as to do some social media marketing because they've clearly got their search engine optimization all wrong and they need a professional to come in there and sort that out for them. If you're listening, Sheepdog Whiskey, you've got a lot to learn. Uncle Kev's here to teach you. You know where to find me. It's
a bit mad, isn't it? Like, no one's going to them. They're all coming to me. It's all like, oh, cheers. All those new followers I thought I was gaining via playing Minecraft with you. They're probably.
I mean, it does sound like the sort of thing that you'd do as well. Remember, you're the man of sausage curry fame So peanut butter whiskey sounds like the sort of thing you'd do. Accidentally, there's peanut butter in the bottom of this glass inexplicably, but I want whiskey. Oh, well, I'll just pour it in, and it's delicious.
If I knew how to make my own alcohol, I'd probably be dead. You know that.
Didn't I give you a beer making kit?
Yeah, and I made it and drank it. That's what I did.
So you do know how to make your own alcohol?
I mean, I know how to put tap water into a sack. Is that the same thing?
If it got you drunk, yeah.
It did. Do you know what? Did we talk about at the time that the first glass of that was awful, and I really thought I'd left it too long or I'd done it wrong or whatever. And then I thought I'll have one more go, and it was glorious. It was so good. Loved it. I feel like it was really unhealthy.
Because it was 35%, so the second glass was going to take us. Great.
Probably. But no, it's really good. I think it must have been my birthday weekend I had that, actually, because everyone had like 2 or 3, and I had like 9 or 10. It was fantastic. I had a very good weekend with that. Just getting up one of them. You've just solved part of my my birthday list conundrum that I always have.
Okay. You can also get similar to that. I got my dad make your own gin set for Christmas or his birthday or at some point, so you can make your own gin as well. Did you know? I mean, I didn't know what the ingredients of gin were, but basically the ingredients to gin are juniper berries and vodka. That's how you make your own gin. So it wasn't quite as fancy.
Yeah, it's surprising, isn't it? Does that mean
I had to get him the cheapest bottle of vodka in Tesco and this set that had different flavours in so you can make different flavoured gins. But yeah, the idea is you put dirty paint stripping vodka that in a plastic bottle into a proper bottle with these other ingredients, leave it for a bit, and it turns into really nice gin, apparently.
I didn't know that much. I thought it would be like, you had to get vodka and process it with the finest machines known to man and run it through.
No, it's basically like putting Skittles in vodka.
Yeah,
I've done that. I used to have a whole fridge of like my Skittles with vodka, my Werther's Originals with vodka, my Glacier Mints with vodka, all the different sack sweets I could think of. The Werther's Original one was disgusting. Like, I'm pretty sure
that was the one that sounded really nice.
Yeah, I thought it did too. But then when I got it out, it feels like I'm pretty sure those sweets are just like some sort of plastic coating with a bit of flavouring on them because it had the worst texture. It had like oily flavour at the bottom and then just this brown liquid that went straight down the sink. But the Glacier Mint one came out really good because it was really cold and then the mint made it feel even colder. It was perfect. You know all my vodka stories, putting it in a melon and letting the melon absorb it in, so the melon's a vodka melon. Fantastic. See, I was a bit of a scientist back in the day when it comes to getting drunk. But
yeah, can I point out this conversation started with, if I knew how to make my own booze.
Well, yeah, but I drank so much, I don't remember any of it now. I'm only remembering it because you brought it up. My mind doesn't work in any kind of straight lines. It has to go wibbly wobbly. But long story short, Sheepdog whiskey definitely isn't me. And yeah, I want free whiskey.
I mean, it's sounding more and more like it probably is you and you've forgotten because you got drunk.
That'd be hilarious if that's the reason why all my followers are getting the adverts, because I really targeted it. I tuned it all finally, and then I went to sleep and forgot. Oh,
you're going to get a bill from the brewery at some point saying, look, we've made all this whiskey for you. Who do you want us to send it to? I don't understand.
All the malt and barley and whatever. What's in whiskey? I'm assuming it's to do with malt and barley.
I don't know, Scotland and stuff, I think.
Kilts and haggis.
Scotland?
That's what's in whiskey, isn't it? Scotland, wood, mud. I think I only ever had proper whiskey once, and it's one of the reasons I don't drink alcohol anymore. It made me very sad tasting whiskey. Proper whiskey. Obviously, I used to sling Jack Daniels down my neck like a proper hoodlum, but proper whiskey just made my mouth sad.
How does that work? Was it because it was just such a depressing taste? Or
it was just horrible. It was just awful.
Isn't it just oak? Isn't that the whole point of whiskey?
It just tasted like an ashtray that had had vodka spilt into it, and then they'd put it for a sieve to get the crumbs of cigarettes out of it, and then it was just like alcoholic smoke wood dirt.
Someone
just
told
tasted
me.
of sadness.
I think it was my uncle asked me to try some whiskey he'd bought that was super fancy, and he was like, the best whiskies taste really oaky. And I thought, what does he mean? Like, does he literally mean like oak wood? And then he let me taste it. He's like, yeah, you can really taste the wood. And I thought, if I wanted to taste wood like this, I'd lick a tree. I wouldn't spend the amount of money that he spent on his whiskey. It was ridiculous. He's going like, yeah, oh, get that oak. And I'm thinking, there's an oak tree near my house. I could just, there's no interest.
I could just put that in a bottle of vodka and I'll be fine.
Just grind it in. But you've blown my mind with that cheap vodka and juniper berries thing. Where do I get juniper berries? Can I grow them?
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I think there's berries.
Perhaps you have to go to Juniper, the planet. That's a planet, isn't it?
I almost said that myself, but I thought, no, that's such a low joke. I was like, I'm not grabbing that one. Not even I'm touching that.
Wow.
But no, yeah. If Tesco's have a juniper aisle that I've missed all this time, I'm gonna have to have a look over the week. I mean, if I'm not here next week, it's because I'm dead. Because I've drank too much gin.
I mean, that rule usually stands for all four of us.
Yeah. If we're not on the podcast, that's why. How long do you have to sit in the bottle for?
I don't know. I didn't make it. I just bought him the set and then washed my hands of it. It's not my concern anymore. My dad's still alive, to the best of my knowledge, so it didn't kill him.
You've opened my eyes and possibly ruined me, but cool. We're very educational these days, aren't we?
We are. We're basically like a bunch of teachers sat around slandering their former colleagues like you and Smoothman did on stream the other night.
Oh, that was terrible. Oh, God. We were having a really good conversation, really in-depth.
I had to remind them several times it was being broadcast onto the internet because they were naming names and everything.
No, what I was going to say was that we were talking and then I just accidentally went, and then Bill turned up. I'm just making up the name this time, obviously. I don't know why, because I already... And Kev was like, you've just said their name. And I was like, oh, I meant Dave. And then Kev was like, that doesn't really work. And then Smoothman did the exact same thing. He was like, oh, yeah, Bill,
Smoothman
Dave,
said his surname.
He did. And it was like, oh,
so between the two of you, you did a full name.
I don't think it was the same person. I think he named a different person. I can't remember. I don't really care.
Okay.
What are they going to do? Ban me from teaching because I insulted my old boss? It's not the end of the world.
Sue you for defamation of character, maybe.
What character?
This is pretty much the gist of how the conversation went. Yeah, I was just sort of sat there minding my own business while these two destroyed everyone they've ever worked with.
We had a lot of shared history. We've never worked together, but we've worked with the same people. So it was quite interesting to be able to just sit with Smoothman and chew the fat. We've never really had that opportunity before. And yeah, a lot of people told me everything that was ever a problem at work was his fault, but it turned out they were liars. It was a bit mean.
As someone who worked with him for several years, I believed the first
Again,
part.
this is being recorded.
Yeah,
it probably
fine.
was all his fault. I blame Smoothman to his face regularly. Everything is Smoothman's fault. The listeners are like, who the hell's Smoothman? Well, don't worry, we're about to tell you. Yeah. Because Smoothman is one of our foursome that took on a woodland mansion this week in Minecraft. We actually got old Pabby Pabberson playing Minecraft with us. Mm-hmm. Pabby! Sheepdog immediately killed him to celebrate. Because he's a
Not
monster.
immediately.
You let him settle in and then shot him in the head.
I think it was one of the guys in the chat. Like Lewis said something. I think Pab said he'll be about if we want him, and Kev's like, "Sheepdog, go and get him." And I'm like, "Well, I'm in the middle of a game. Lewis, go and get Pab." And I didn't think you'd come, if I'm honest, but suddenly you popped into the server, and we kitted you out. Well, Kev mostly. I gave you like some wood or something. I can't remember. But yeah, we kitted you out with kit, and then we went on our merry way. It was a great adventure.
For those of you who aren't following our travels via Twitch or YouTube or Twitter, we are all in on Minecraft at this point. We have been playing it a lot. The realm that we set up a couple of weeks ago is looking like grown-ups did it. It's actually quite impressive in places, some of the stuff that we've conjured up between the, I guess, four of us now that Pabby is officially part of the realm. But yeah, we're playing it most days. We're getting well into it, and we got to the point where we were finally able to do something I don't think any of us have ever done before in Minecraft. We stumbled across a woodland mansion, which is an incredibly rare thing to find. Woodland mansions usually spawn roughly 10,000 blocks away from where the player spawns. So unless you go and do some serious exploring or you're going out deliberately looking for one, your chances of stumbling across one are usually fairly slim. But we've been looking for a jungle and can't find one, so we stumbled across one that way. So we got all giddy and excited and decided we were going to do it as a team. And we sat there one night last week. The highlights of this are on Delujo 2 on YouTube. But the four of us got together and we went and did it as a group. And it was awesome fun. Minecraft is a game of many layers. There's so much to it. I know Anna hates it and she's wanting us to stop talking about it already, and there's probably people in the audience who feel the same way about it as Anna because they only know it from what they think it is, from the little bit they've seen or the little bit that they've played. Oh, it's just that game where you have to make stuff, or that game where you have to dig holes. But we didn't make anything and we didn't dig any holes the other night. This was like a 4-player co-op adventure. It was awesome.
We've had lots of different things in this so far. Like, we went on a mission there. That was a proper action. Let's go to this building, room to room, level to level, clearing it out, and it got progressively harder, and there was a boss. But, like, last week, I can't remember who accidentally kicked it off. I think it was you, Kev, but you might not have been. Somebody killed an illager, and suddenly we were in a horde mode where wave after wave of illagers...
I believe that was you.
I don't think I set the raid off.
I still think it was Sheepdog.
I'm 99% sure it wasn't, but if it was out of sheer ignorance and not knowing what it was. But I just remember you saying, I think there's going to be a raid, and then it started. I don't remember how it happened. But that was great fun, and that seems like exactly the kind of thing, Anna, you would love as a game, because they just kept coming and coming and coming, and we had to keep making sure we had the right kit going, and, you know, Kev was having a right old panic that they were going to wreck his little village and all of this, and I know we've got some updates we've done, well, Kev's done today. Like he's saying, it's like adults have built it. I've barely contributed in the building of it. I'm learning still. But, yeah, I'm starting to think the next raid we have is probably going to have to be pretty mental because there's a much bigger town to destroy now, Kev. So they're gonna come in numbers, aren't they, surely? Or are we just going to be standing on the outskirts of our village going, oh, no, there's a raid?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure where they'll spawn. If they spawn within our fence, we have a problem. I hadn't thought of that until you've just said it just now. Let's just not have any more raids at base. That's the best thing to do. Don't get raided. If we want raids, go to another village and get raided there.
We did come across a village that had a raid going on, but they were mostly dead, so we left them to it. But again, Anna, you'd have enjoyed that. It would have just been horde mode in Minecraft. You would have. Stop saying no. I feel like we need to get you in there for a bit and promise you don't have to build anything. Because I don't build anything. Like Smoothman and Kev keep moaning at me that I should build a storage container building, and I'm not. I've got 9 chests in my house next to my bed. I don't need to build anything.
Whereas nerds like me, who had loads of Lego as a kid and like doing stuff like this, I can just sit there building for hours. I was sat there while I was watching the football this evening, just making a monorail because felt like it. I wanted to ride a train around in Minecraft, so I built one so I could ride it around. And it's just I know it's a 10-year-old game, and people are like, yeah, there's some of you going, yeah, I know, obviously. But I genuinely think there's still a lot of people out there who have had one look at it for, that's a kid's game, or that's this, that, or the other, and don't realise the awesome depth that it's got to it. It is just a very fun game. And the fact that we even got Pabby playing it, it's remarkable. Are you going to be on there every night with us from now on, Pabby?
No.
No. Will you come on when we ask you, though?
It depends what kind of mischief I've got in mind. And what I like to do is just drop in every now and again, just spread confusion and have you all pointing at each other.
We did decide that you are evil, Pab. There was something, I can't remember exactly what happened, but Kev said, don't you do this, Sheepdog. And I was like, I wouldn't dream of it. Like, I know how much effort you put into it. And he said something along the lines like, oh, if you were Pab, you'd have already set fire to it. And I was like, oh, you would have. Come on. And he hid your horse. He hid your pickaxe. He's put an iron golem outside our houses. You're a menace,
He's
Pab.
turned one of your sheep into a multicoloured changing sheep.
He has. I was going to say that as well. Like, where Kev's saying he really enjoys all of the building and the projects that he's working on and the factories that he's building and that. I'm enjoying just the fact that I've got, like, outside my house, I've got 7 dogs. I've got 1 cat. I need to get another cat so I can start breeding cats. I've got about 8 chickens, about 20 cows, and about 400 sheep. I haven't got any pigs yet, I've just realised. I've got a donkey, 2 horses, because I just rescued a horse from some water. And, I'm just slowly building my own zoo, basically. I'm just build an ark, and I'm just going to row off into the distance and build my own civilization. I think over the other side of the ocean. But I'm trying to figure out. I've been researching what other things I can tame and turn into pets, or could I catch live fish and turn them into a fish tank? And I want to get an axolotl because you've got one, and yeah, I'm very disappointed that you've got one.
You can get a parrot.
Yep, you can. We need to
but they're
find
in the jungle.
Yeah. I don't know if I can
Parrots
take a panda
and
home.
pandas.
Yeah.
I don't think pandas will join me. I mean, they're notoriously lazy in real life. I've been wondering whether like I could build. I mean, I don't know how I'd do it if it was a jungle 10,000 blocks away, but whether you can like pack a panda into a minecart and wheel it home or something like that. But I mean, I was thinking if I dug under it, and then slowly knocked the blocks from under it so it fell straight into a minecart. But I think that's too literal and too like real world. It probably doesn't work like that in Minecraft. But it works with that like that with villagers, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I'm
it
thinking
probably would work.
when I finally build my zoo, I'll have a villager as the last kind of specimen. Man. But no, I'm just creating my own. Yeah, I'm collecting stuff like that. I'm not very good at building, but I can catch cats and make them breed. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's fantastic, and I'm just liking all the nerdy little level ups and researching how to just kill things better, like the creepers and everything. Whether there's a way to like farm them or stop them.
I can tell Sheepdog's gone full nerd on this because every now and again I'll get a DM from him from the Minecraft wiki, where he's been reading up and just doing a bit of fact checking and sharing what he's learned on the wiki. And as to my knowledge, the only wiki you normally sit there reading is the Pokemon one. You've gone full nerd.
I do. I mean, I follow this guy on Twitter who translates old Pokemon stuff from before the game become mainstream and all the different things they changed. And I haven't read him in about a week because I've been reading Minecraft stuff. So you've definitely broken me. I already know that if you put a pufferfish with your axolotl, the pufferfish will kill it. So don't be doing
Will
that.
it, by golly?
Yeah,
what about a dead pufferfish? I've got loads of dead pufferfish.
I don't know actually. Might come back alive. You never know. They also come in different colours, which I didn't realise. There can be pink, blue, and all sorts.
I want a pink axolotl, please.
I think if I do end up catching one, I need to get your one and it together so I can breed them, and then I'll give you one baby and I'll take the others away. Because they're quite hard to find. I need to find dark water somewhere that I can catch more.
I can't remember where we found mine from. I think we were underground in water, and it was there.
You've got a wild one. They can be leucistic, wild, gold, cyan, or blue, which is what they're like in real life. I had a leucistic and a wild one in real life, so I kind of want one of each of them so I can virtually recreate my dead axolotl, basically.
I see. That
Just bringing all my old
incredibly
pets back.
healthy.
Bringing back my 300 sheep that I lost, my 7 dogs. Yeah, they're all coming back one by one.
And then we've just got Pab in a log cabin on top of the hill looking over our ever-expanding town. Just being that weird old man, the weird outsider who insists on living in a log cabin away from the rest of us.
Just enjoying my enchanted pickaxe.
I bet it's on his person, and that's it.
No, I already checked when he died in the mansion. I was straight in there having a look. Don't you worry about that. I knew what was going on there.
So I wanted to. Are we done on Minecraft for a second? Because I wanted to. Cover
I believe so. Yes.
That my followers on Twitch made a bit of a mistake earlier in the week, which we rectified with Minecraft. But for some reason, they wanted me to play Football Manager on Twitch, and I was like, "Nah, I've not played."
I hear this is a great game.
I've not played it in a while. I'm not very good at it. I don't really understand football and all of this. And they're like, "It's all right, neither does Kev." And I'm like, "Yeah, but you say that, you wait." So I'd kind of. I mean, this was wrong of me to do in the first place. I said, "Shall I play Minecraft, Yakuza, or Pokemon Unite?" And everyone voted for Minecraft, and then the bandwagon for Football Manager started. So I kind of did a last minute poll 10 minutes before my stream. Both games are installed, and I'm like, what shall I play? And literally everyone went for Football Manager. So I thought, fine, go with what the audience wants. I wanted to kind of just sit on Minecraft. I'd already taken the travel sick tablet. I was ready. so I loaded Football Manager, and first off, I was in Sheepdog mode, so I wasn't wearing my glasses. Couldn't read a bloody word of it, so I was absolutely all over the place. Someone come in the chat and was just saying to me, Spurs are in a right mess on this, so what you have to do is basically just offer Harry Kane up for sale immediately, and then just get rid of as many players as you can and replace them all. So he said to me, don't worry, they won't get upset, because as long as you don't give them a value or put them on the transfer list, they don't know they've been listed. So I offered Harry Kane up, and the whole club went mad. Every player was annoyed. Harry Kane was annoyed. He completely derailed my bloody go, basically. Swine. So so then the rest of it was just a mess. I ended up trying to hack the squad to pieces. No one was coming. I couldn't find any good players. And after about an hour, everyone was like, Sheepdog, just turn it off. Just play Minecraft, please. They're like begging me not to play it anymore. So for the rest of the week, I felt really sore because I was like, I'm not that bad at it. If I'd have set that up and just played it my own way, I'd have been fine. I wasn't going to play as Spurs. I was going to play as like a low league team or whatever. But I was so bad at it. I think it was I couldn't really read it. I was getting really like, okay, I couldn't think out, because I was thinking this is just a stagnant screen. I don't know how you make this entertaining other than just jumping around.
I'm incredibly talented.
It is mad thinking that you've made this spreadsheet entertaining. Like, it's almost like if you loaded Excel in front of you, you could do the same job and it'd be no different, because that is it. And it was really clear to me when the game was in front of me. So I'm trying to like read stuff out that's going on, and I'm thinking this is just me reading off a screen, and they could read it themselves if they were that bothered, like trying really hard to just be like. And so then I kind of doubled down.
It's all about the stories. It's all about you got to give everyone personalities and story, and you should have had a beef with Harry Kane and made your life's work to ruin his life.
That's kind of how it ended up being. I tried to sort of act like I had a beef with Hugo Lloris, the goalkeeper, and I really wanted to get rid of him, and Harry Kane kept asking to meet with me, and I just kept fobbing him off. And I don't know. I hadn't thought it through. I hadn't sat there and thought, in this stream, I'm going to do this. And not that I'm saying you sit there and plan it with a piece of paper or something. You're used to just riffing with it. But I started out thinking I was going to be a serious football manager, and then I immediately realised it had all gone sideways. And my word, yeah, it was difficult. But I do keep thinking what I might do when I can be bothered, because it ain't going to be anytime soon. I've got enough editing to do at the moment. I reckon I feel like I need to make a very brief. I can actually play this game like 4-parter or something, and just be like, there you go. I can play Football Manager. I'm choosing not to play Football Manager. But at the time, I was like, I don't like this game as much as I thought I did. But actually, I think it was just the stress of it all going, not stress, that's the wrong word, but the feeling of it all going completely wrong and everyone just being like, turn it off.
Leave the word as stress so that Anna knows how stressful my job is. So she can feel sorry for me.
Remember, I think it was Andy Barter in the chat, was just like, Sheepdog, just play something else, mate. I was just like, yeah. He was like, go, put Minecraft on, come on, get Minecraft on. But then I put that on, and then everywhere, I think you came online, and it all just went next level. We were all just having a laugh doing whatever we were doing. It was brilliant. But for that hour or so, never again on stream. But as I say, I think I might, when I finally have Sheepdog plays going, I'll just do random little games here and there and just be like proving a point, I guess, because I don't suck at it as much as that scene. To be fair, I might just start playing it casually. Like, I could just play it in my lunch break while it's there and stuff like that in the background. Just play it all day when you're supposed to be working. That's what I used to do. Yeah, but I am a hard-working, dedicated individual who really appreciates the opportunities he gets given by his employer. So, I'm not going to do that.
What?
I reckon, by the way, as well, this week is probably the closest it's ever going to get to a dweeb like me not playing Pokemon Go anymore. Probably played it the least I've ever played it. Have any of you, being people who don't play it, have you been aware of the all of the fuss online?
I know there's a lot of people bitching about something, but I have no idea what they're bitching about.
Yeah, you don't read
and
tweets,
don't care.
So yeah, I mean it's a weird one because that game has been broken for a while, really, and all of us have kind of gone with it. But this week they announced they were getting rid of, so they allowed it so that you could be twice as far away from a stop and spin it. And that was quite useful because it meant obviously every stop was slightly closer. So for someone like me who has something in his car that spins the stops for him, it meant I'd spun more stops on my journeys. Disabled people loved it because they were much more able to go out and play the game. everyone had kind of got used to it, and they just kind of went, we're going to revert it back now because the pandemic's over. So A, it's not over. B, you said it was forever. Like, they'd made a point of saying, we're going to do this forever now, we're not going to get rid of it. And for some reason, the internet didn't just go a little bit mad. It was like the straw that broke the camel's back. They were like, firstly, like, screw you, the pandemic's not over, you promised this was going to be forever, you know, we don't want you to do this. But it just kind of made all of the, like, you have your Football Manager community, and they're all quite well-known YouTubers and streamers and everything like that. So the level of people that you know, your associates, there's a Pokemon version of that. And they do have roughly the same, 100,000 subs, that kind of thing. And they all just lost it. They end up writing a collective letter to Niantic saying, we ain't playing the game anymore. We're going to all go free to play. We're just boycotting you until you turn this around. They've all just gone absolutely nuts. And everyone I know is just kind of, it's really hard to kind of want to be up for raiding at the moment because they just suck. And it was like, once you hated them for one thing, you hated them for literally everything else that they've been doing. So they've pulled out an announcement saying, they've come out with the weakest announcement going, we're going to build a task force. We'll come back to you on the 1st of September with a response. And it's like, well, that's a month away. Like, what on earth? Like, what are you going to do in the 4 weeks since? There's a lot of people who said they're just going to not give you any money. You know, there's a guy who apparently he's like he's the biggest whale in the world in this game. I can't remember what country he's from. His name's Brandon Tan. He's literally top of all the kind of charts for most money, most time spent, all of this. And he's just gone free to play now. So they've at least lost something like 50 grand a year from him, which is absurd. I don't know where he gets that from, other than he must have a very popular following on it now. I think he was one of the guys who was in the news for just quitting his job and becoming a Pokemon trainer when the game came out. But yeah, it's been really weird because it even though the game itself is no different when you load it, it's just a bit like, I don't know. It all just feels a bit flat at the moment. I'm kind of just bumbling along thinking the next event will kick it all. But I really thought for a moment, I was like, if they just respond, someone pointed out they've released, so there's these, not to go too nerdy, there's these Pokemon that are basically just letters of the alphabet. Like, it's one Pokemon, but it has 26 different forms. And they'd released the F and the U in raids. And someone was like, I've just noticed they've released F and U. Is this a message? And I was like, oh my God, it really could be. It really could be, because they only did it a week ago. It's like, why would they pick those letters if it wasn't for the fact the whole community's just been shaking their fists at them and moaning? So it's been a very entertaining week from watching the drama, but it's been a bit weird. I don't think I'm going to stop anytime soon. I still enjoy playing it, and I want to get them all, and I want to complete it and all of that. I want to get to the end of Gen 8 at least, and there'll be Gen 9 and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, it's been a weird one, because I can't imagine what it would take Sports Interactive doing for you to be like that with Football Manager, you know? Like, I can't imagine there being a point where they go...
Imagine if one of the biggest clubs in the world had to use a different name or something like that. That'd be ridiculous.
Imagine if everyone in your community went, until you fix this problem, I'm not playing. It's the final straw. Because this is... I mean, it's almost equally as trivial. There's a bit more to it with the stop thing, but... And there is a lot of stuff they are ignoring. They don't. I mean,
I'm safe to manage Manchester United again now. I'd not touched Manchester United with a barge pole for like a year and a half while the court case was going on. So I was afraid.
Never realised.
Now I'm
that's
not afraid
mad.
Anymore. I hadn't used them in thumbnails or titles or not. They're quite heavily featured in one of my series because they're my big rivals. But I never use them for any kind of search stuff at the moment because. Just in case the court case had gone the wrong way.
Imagine the clickbait you could have got if you could have said that they made you take your videos down. That would have been a video worth watching. But it is mad. I guess if they'd have said, like, you're not allowed to do this, we're caving. I don't know. I feel like there's lots of other reasons why it happened with Niantic, like the fact that their multiplayer is broken, it lags like crazy and stuff like that. But it is weird to think, if they come, I just can't imagine what they'd have to say in Football Manager for you to just be like, nah, I'm done now. And it's made me wonder what it would.
Well, the really thuggish part of the community have got a real grump on that women's football's being added. That's upset a lot of people, which is ridiculous. My best ever tweet was putting them in their place.
Your best ever, your most popular tweet?
Yeah, my most retweeted and most liked tweet ever. I think I tweeted something like, for those of you who are really upset that women's football's being added to FM, don't worry, you still won't have to talk to girls. And that just went bang! Like hundreds of retweets. It was brilliant.
Mad, isn't it? But I mean, that seems like a really positive, obvious thing. It doesn't seem to be any different, really. I'm quite looking at that thinking
They're afraid of boobies.
it is mad, isn't it? But I mean, that'd be like Pokemon adding Digimon in. Not really, because it's nothing like that. To be fair, I don't know why I said that. But if they did that, everyone would be like, "What? Why are you doing that?" Not really the same level. I'm ending my tangent there. But no, it is weird how people get annoyed. It's very weird, and I don't know why this has ticked people off as much as it has. The gaming world, the gaming sort of fans, they're wild. Like things that really should annoy him.
Well, I reckon. Here's my theory on it, because to me, the Pokemon, not necessarily Pokemon Go, but Pokemon in general, is very. It's like a community on the fringes of society, a niche community. It's a Comic-Con community. I would guess, based on what I see at Comic-Con, it's got a very large proportion of disabled gamers and LGBTQ gamers, and I think they've just been like, well, this is discrimination against
you're probably right.
disabled people, so we're going to unite together, and bang, we've got you.
It is mad how little they've just not responded. They've got this community manager who, like, the moment people complained to her the other week, she went dark, and now she's leaving her job. And it's like, your job was to respond, surely, not just quit. Like, you've had one thing to respond to, you've gone, right, I'm off, see you later. So I guess that's maybe why they're waiting a month. Maybe they're hiring a replacement. But it's just been drama. It's interesting. I mean, people listening, you probably think, I don't care about this drama. This isn't going to be a new thing. I'm not going to be covering random internet dramas. This is going to be Sheepdog's drama segment. But yeah, it's just been tickling me this week, because I genuinely thought at one point, I was like, I can't be bothered with this. But I soon got over it. I am still hooked on it. I haven't looked. I think at one point I'd got down to, like, it said I was averaging 4 hours this week, and normally I average 16 hours. So that was a dramatic shift.
You could get like a part-time job at a supermarket and earn a tidy little sum with those 16 hours.
Well, I mean, I'm not sat there religiously tapping. It's just on for a lot of that. It's probably similar with your Football Manager. That 2,000 hours you do isn't you religious. That isn't every click. Sometimes it's just on, isn't it, in the background?
No, I close it when I'm not using it.
I don't believe you. That seems mad.
I have to close it to render and stuff. So yeah, as soon as if I'm not playing, it's closed.
Well, I just have it sat. So when my phone is charging, or it's sat in its little holder or whatever, I've got this thing that props it up so I can see it. I think it used to be a charge plate thing, but it's broken, so I just use it as a phone holder so I can see whether there's any Pokemon spawn. So I just catch the Pokemon when they spawn. If there's nothing there, I'm not playing it. That's how I see it. But the game, the phone counts those minutes and whatever in between and tells me, you've got a problem. You've been on your phone for 20 hours a day.
You have got a problem. Pabby, do me a favour. Stop Sheepdog from talking by putting an advert in right now.
Okay, doke.
Ooh, lovely advert. Lovely stuff. I think it's probably time that we prove to everybody that Pab and Anna are here, because I feel like me and Sheepdog have just done a solid 40 minutes.
Sorry about that.
So have you two played anything this week?
Not really.
Oh, well, back to me and you then, Sheepdog. Away. Pabby, what about you? Oh, no, have you got something, Anna?
I have, but I haven't been feeling very well, so I haven't been playing a lot, just because I can't sit anywhere.
Well, tell us what you've been playing when you've been doing a lot of colouring, haven't you? Colouring's Anna's new thing. She loves colouring in.
Yeah,
it is very therapeutic, I think.
What is
Bang
it,
a camera on that. You
Kabuki?
could
I
be
think
Twitch
it's
colouring
called.
in.
Is there Twitch colouring? Could she be doing? I could set you up
Yeah.
an overhead camera if you want to do colouring on Twitch.
Absolutely.
That could
She
be your niche. Low cut
100%.
top as well, so you could have just the colouring book and boobies and hands, and just sit there colouring. I can set that up for you right now if you want. We can abandon this podcast.
Yeah, so I've got all into like Japanese kabuki kind of artwork. So I'm just colouring that in different colours. I don't know why. Just I have.
I'm going to research colouring on Twitch now. This might be your new job.
I'm just sat here thinking, Pam's going to put hashtag Kabuki on the podcast episode instead of like the other week when it was like Pokemon Unite launch day and he's putting Minecraft on. He'll be putting Kabuki rather than anything any of us have played.
I believe it's called kabuki, the art style. I think so anyway, unless it's not, and I sound like an idiot, but I think that's what it's called.
Isn't it kawaii or something? Wasn't that what you
Is
said it was?
Probably.
I'm sure that's what you said.
It begins with a K.
Kabuki is a classical form of Japanese dance drama.
It's kawaii.
Kawaii then.
Yeah.
Kawaii. So I did sound like an idiot. Oh well,
Yeah.
never mind.
Just googled it. Well, Pab will edit that. Don't worry.
I doubt it. So I've been doing a lot of that. I started Metro Exodus again because it had a big update and looked pretty. So I went and did that, and instead of like going through, because like basically you go in old Metro, it was very linear because you were literally in a metro, which is straight lines because it's the train line, and that's where they lived. But now it has more of an open world areas. So I've been doing that. So I went to the first area, and basically you get a map on a bit of leather in game, and all you get on that map is your main objective. But you've got this whole open world that could have things in, and the only way to find these things is to talk to people or read things, or like you save someone, they'll tell you, oh, because we can't touch technology, we've got some stuff over there that none of us are allowed to touch, but you can have it. And you're like, oh. And so I've now got night vision. I'm like, thank you very much, because obviously it gets dark in obviously like games because you get nighttime, but also because sometimes you do go into metros, it's dark. I have night vision. I can now see. So that's cool. Like I've just been doing that. Like I don't know. I just like Metro. I don't know why so many people like put it down for changing what it was, because you can't have games that are just literally in the metro. Yes, it's like linear, but come on, open your eyes, let it be. But yeah, I've been playing that. So I've done the cold, wet, swampy area with a big mutant catfish that wants to eat me. That was fun. I also have a train that I get to ride around on. I also have a rail car that I also get to drive. That's fun. And just like the basic that you can craft in the field. Like you've got this one gun that takes like just balls that you can just make on a whim in like the middle of a battle, just so you've got some more bullets. Like your bigger bullets you have to find and you have to craft them at a table, but the fact that you can craft ammo in the middle of a battle while you're battling all these things is excellent. So I like that. And then today I was just going through, like, you know, you go through your library and like, what can I play? So I downloaded Control again and really enjoying it. I think now it's got because before I wanted to play this game and I enjoyed the game, but the shooting and everything just drove me insane. I don't have quick reflexes anymore. I'm very old and I just can't bother with trying to like aim, because I don't have the dexterity anymore. This now has auto aim, or aim assist should I say, and I'm flying through the game. I literally started this today. I'm already on like what, 7? Yeah, 7 I started. No. Yeah, at 7 I started it, and now I'm on chapter 3 already. I'm breezing through the game, and I'm loving it at the moment. Just because of that, you've got that aim assist, just helps, you know what I mean? Because I just can't bother to aim. I don't have the quick reflexes. There's also you can also have one hit kills. You can be immortal. I haven't got them on because that would just be boring. I want an actual little challenge. But the fact that they've got these things in there now, so it's accessible, because it used to be a really hard game, and the fact that when it came out like on PS4, it was really janky in parts. Like you be playing it and the frame rate couldn't keep up because it's a PC game or PC port, and it did not like the PS4. But now it's on the PS5, so I don't know how or why, but I have the Ultimate Edition
It's on
PS
PS Plus.
PS5. Oh, is that why? Okay, because I was like, because I remember there was big controversy about having to pay for it again, and I'm like,
Yes.
I don't think I bought this again. Like, I know I've had it before, but I haven't bought it again. I was like, this is weird. I was like, all right, is there DLC then? For Control?
Well, but yeah, but it'll come. I think it comes with all of it. Yeah.
Oh, that'll be cool. Yeah, so Control. Look, it looks better. Like, look, it
does.
It feels like it's working better than it did on the PS4. Because as much as I liked it on the PS4, I wanted to throw my controller so many times because it was just like you'd shoot, but because it wasn't catching up, your hands didn't know what your eyes were seeing, and it was just like work already. And then today on stream, I finished The Last of Us 2, and if I wasn't on stream, I would have bored my eyes out. It's so sad, the ending of that game. Like, I had to like go through it again, and it's awful. The whole fight, and it's just But I want there to be a 3. Desperately would like a 3 or DLC, because I want to know if Lev and Abby get to Catalina Island. I want to know where where Ellie goes when she leaves the house. I want to know what happened to the wolves and the scars after their big fight. There's so many. Like, I want to know what happened to Tommy. What's he doing? Where's he at? Like, I want to know all these things. They need to like give me the story of them people, because they like Abby just goes off. Like, where's she going? Did they survive? I love Lev. Lev is like one of my favourite characters, but there's just so many unanswered questions. Yes, it was about revenge and Ellie getting revenge for oh my god, what's his name? For Joel, and then Abby getting revenge for her dad because of Joel, and it was just like, I just want all them other stories now answering. But yeah, like going through it again, and like, because you know what's coming, it's so brutal, but it's such a good game. Like, if you've not played The Last of Us 2 and you've got a PlayStation, you need to go and play it, because it's so good. It's so good. But now I have to find another game to play on stream. So
Minecraft?
no. I can't stand Minecraft because of all the years I had to put in it of building the same 3 things over and over again. I can't.
I mean, we do need a Tesco in our town.
No, you don't. See, I'll just get flashbacks.
Can you come and build us
oh,
one?
God,
Hop in
no.
and build it for us. Go on.
No,
put my
I would
storage in it.
just... I'd rather smash a controller than play that game, if I'm honest. I just have no interest in it whatsoever. But apart from that, just them two. But yeah, The Last of Us, it's so good. Like, so stupidly good. They knew what they were doing. And now the PlayStation 5 update is out with all their special bits. Like, it's not an update, but like they made it feel meatier, and that's what you want from a game. But that's it. That's me. It's me done.
Pappy.
Yes.
Pappy.
Yes. You done?
Have you played anything?
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us about it?
All right. Bloody hell. Give me a minute.
you had 48 minutes.
I know. So Anna, you mentioned you tried the Ascent last week, was it?
I did.
And I had installed it and not played it last week.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I
this
did
week
go
I've
back to it for a little bit.
I've played it. It's okay. I feel like I want to like it more than I do.
Yeah.
It's like a gritty, grimy. It is like a lot more grimy version of Cyberpunk in certain aspects.
Yeah.
It's a lot dirtier and
Yeah.
just scummy.
It's lived in.
Yeah,
Is the way I
down on it.
describe it.
It's
But it tries too many things and it kind of doesn't work sometimes.
I like it because it's like isometric, and it's a little. You get a little bit of Diablo out of it, but with twin stick shooting instead, because all your weapon. I so desperate. I don't know whether you do get a melee weapon. I'm desperate for like a melee weapon though.
I've not seen one.
No, I haven't. You get like augmentations that allow you to like push people back, to do like a melee punch or something like that. But that's on a reach. That's on a cooldown, and it's not the same. It's like enemies just get in your face. You just want to blast them away. But yeah, it's twin stick shooter based. It's a lot more fiddly than I want it to be.
Yeah.
I want it to kind of lock onto enemies and kind of just go at them, whereas instead I just kind of like spray and pray and just pepper bullets all over the place while just kind of trying to aim the right analog stick towards where they are.
Yeah.
And it kind of works at times. Sometimes it's really cool, and sometimes it's like I spent like 5 minutes just circling around, strafing around a turret gun because I just couldn't. It just kept killed me twice getting to it. And I was like, oh, come on. And I had to just circle straight around it and then shoot it when it stopped firing to reload. And then just kind of ducking around it and trying to aim at it. Oh, it was a pain. But I kind of like it. I think it'll be a much better game in co-op. I feel like you'd get more out of it in like...
Well, it is a co-op game, isn't it?
It is. It certainly is. And I probably will give it a try in co-op just to see if it is better. Because I feel like I played it on stream, so I wasn't really paying attention to what was going on in the story. I was kind of just running around. Like right now, I genuinely could not tell you what was going on in that game. You're in a cyberpunk world.
Yeah, something when basically the world is like in tiers. So like the lowest of the low live at the lowest like edges, and then above you've got like. Oh god, what was that game with the running? Mirror's Edge. So up there in the sky, it's like Mirror's Edge. It's all white and shiny and stuff. Yeah. It's like that kind of setup. So you've got when you start the game, you're basically in the sewers, and then you go up in a lift, and you go to your like hub area, and then there's like other areas. But yeah, basically the higher you go, the more respectable you are. But it's like that. So there is like, it's just basically the corporation went bust, and now basically whoever you live under, your masters live above you, and then so it's like
this
a hierarchy.
This is coming back now a little bit. Yeah, this is starting to come back now a little bit. Yeah, you're kind of like a slave. You're kind of like a slave. You kind of you've ended up being indebted to people, and you have to work off your debt or something like that. That's something like that. You're effectively slaves. That sounds right. Yeah, that is coming back now. But yeah, it was kind of fun to do. It's kind of brainless. You don't really need to pay attention to it. You just kind of just shoot anything that gets in front of you. Anything that like I just run into a pack of enemies that aren't, you're supposed to be sneaking around or something like that. And because some places you can sneak around, and that doesn't make any.
Yeah, but it doesn't work very well.
No, it doesn't make any difference. It doesn't make any difference. You just kind of just like all. They all just become alert to you and just all start shooting. You're like, okay, I'll just start shooting them then. It doesn't make any difference. I like I kept wanting to do like a left trigger, right trigger type thing. Of like aim down sights. And left trigger does like a raise your gun above your head sort of thing. And so you can get some sort of elevation, so you can like crouch behind things. And it becomes, in certain aspects, you can do like a bit of a cover shooter, because you can get behind cover and kind of raise your gun over the top and just start blasting away. You're still aiming with your right analog stick, but I like the fact that sometimes it's like it's a good like mechanic where there's certain things that are elevated. There's like stairs that go up onto like a second level, and you can just kind of just pee your gun over the top of it, like up the stairs, and just start shooting at people up the stairs and stuff like that. I thought it's a nice mechanic that you can do that with it. I did appreciate the fact that you can just sometimes you don't have to just run into a room and start blasting away. You can kind of just pick off people from a distance with being able to like kind of just poke your gun like just over the top of a staircase and they can't get you back. Yeah, like I say, I wanted to like it more than I did. I was playing it tonight for a bit more, and I just got one shot with a shotgun, and I was like, you know what? I also couldn't fathom out. I couldn't fathom out what my health bar was. I was like, I don't know where my health bar is in this game. I was like, I'm assuming it's one of these bars in the right, but I'm not sure which one it is. There's like 2 bars. And I was like, one does possibly one's your health. Nothing on it.
I'm not sure, you know.
I genuinely don't know. I just occasionally, it was like the health packs go up and it go, health's at maximum capacity. I go, oh, okay, then I assume it is. I'll take your word for it. I don't know. Also, I don't know what it is, but there's not a lot on the screen in the sense of like your user interface, your HUD. Yeah, I feel like there's too much of it on the screen. I don't know why. I feel like there's too much clutter on the screen, and even though there's not that much on there, I don't know what it is. The little like there's like a radar map type. It's a radar.
Oh, that thing is it has
radar
no
in the top
use.
corner, and it's like a black box in the top right hand corner, and it's sort of like opaque, so you can just, is it opaque, transparent, whatever it is. You can just about see through it. It's not completely black box, but I was thinking, why is it a black box? Why don't you just... It's a black box with a circular, like a green circle on it, and a radar that kind of pulses every now and again, like a radar would. So why not just have the circle, the green circle? You don't need to have this big black box around it. I thought it just got in the way at times, and sometimes in the bottom right you have your health and your weapons down in the right hand side. I don't know. I don't know what it was. It's fine. It's fine. It's on Game Pass. I played on Game Pass.
Exactly.
It's on Game Pass. Based on like what people have been saying, people seem to like it. People like reviewing relatively well. So
it's all right. It just there's a few bits that needs refining.
Yes.
And it'll be great. It's just there's a few niggly bits that just annoying.
I would agree with you. I would agree. I want to like it more than I do.
It's very well realised as a cyberpunk world.
Yeah.
It's lovely, but it was by a group of like 11 people. So for 11 people, they had a lot of ideas. They just needed to just pour them in a bit. Don't chuck everything at it that you come up with. Like, some of it works, some of it doesn't. But the style and the art is excellent. Can't fault that.
Yeah, it's not a bad game at all. But yeah, what else have I played? I played a game that is not so much a game. They describe this game. It's called The Ramp in Steam. They describe it as a digital toy for skateboard loving people. And I kind of get that. This came out Wednesday, I think, of last week. This week even, and it's like again kind of like isometric top down kind of like mini skateboard game type thing where there's like 4 levels, maybe 4 levels, and you just skateboard around and just do tricks. There's no objectives, there's no score systems, there's no missions, there's not really anything to it, but there's something to it that is very zen. And at first I was trying to learn how to play the game and trying to figure out, and then I got to the point where I was like going, there's nothing actually what I'm going to be doing. And then I came to the realization after a while where I just kind of stopped paying attention to what I was doing in the game and just kind of was kind of semi-reading the chat at the same time, and just like realized I'm just kind of in this zen mode. I'm just zipping around in this little swimming pool, just doing tricks, just up and down. It takes probably a few minutes to get used to the controls of like what it wants you to do. You've got to kind of like kneel into a jump and then kind of like push out of a jump, and then when you come back down, you kneel into the landing and push out of it again. So you kind of like got to go like kneel in, push out, kneel in, push out again, back up the other side of the ramps. So it's a bit finicky. Once you get it, it's kind of cool.
Intuitive.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's what? Let's have a look on Steam now. It's about it's less than £4 on Steam. It's nifty. It's a nifty little thing that you could, like I say, I could just be playing it now. I could just be sitting on Discord. Could just be recording the podcast. Just tinkering with this sort of thing. Not really doing. There's nothing really to it, but it's kind of like like I say, they call it a digital toy. It's kind of a stress reliever. It's just kind of something just to kind of do while you're doing something else, and it's cool. It's very, very cool. It's made by one person, and it is very, very good. It's a nice little thing just to be popping tricks and just going up and down a half pipe, just seeing what you can do with it, and just I had fun with it. I had fun with it for a little bit. I think that was the same day. I just, like I said, I played about an hour of it, and I was like, got to the realization, like, I don't know what else to do with this now for a stream, because this is just me just chilling out, just zoning out of this game. And then I was like, let's go and let's go and cause some havoc in Minecraft. So I did that instead. So I was like, right, okay, what can we do? And then I literally said, right, if I do this, do you promise you're not going to say anything? And I was like, yeah, we won't say nothing. Because there's no point me doing it. There's no point me doing it if you're gonna go telling the second Kev gets online or Sheepdog turns up. And there's no point me doing this. Like, yeah. Then apparently a second Kev got online. Someone told him. I was like, yeah, swines.
Wow.
I have great loyalty from my viewers.
It was the same person that when I went into your house. Someone went, get out of Kev's house. I was like, all right, calm down. What the hell? You got a bouncer on the door. Yeah, I've dabbled in Minecraft. I've dabbled. I think
Cam is now a full-time Minecraft streamer.
I think that was me. I think I did what I this is what I wanted to do. This is all I wanted to do was watch your stream and watch your going. Oh, the iron golem machine's broken. It's broken. The iron golem escaped. He's in the soul.
You got me killed, Pab. Kev was ready to blame it all on me for planting a tree or something.
That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to do. Just cause confusion and have you all pointing fingers at each other going, what have you done, Sheepdog?
Because he said to me, don't plant the trees too close or too close to my thing, otherwise it'll affect the golems. So I planted the trees behind my house.
Oh, yeah.
And he agreed with me that would work. So when that appeared outside, I thought, oh, God, I shouldn't have planted those trees. But then, luckily, someone in chat said, no, that was Pab. I was like, oh, God.
You should have seen what I wanted to do.
Kev never lets it go.
You should have seen what I wanted to do. I didn't have enough time to do it, but if I had the time and resources to do it, well, you'll have to see now. We'll have to wait and see, won't you? Oh,
I don't like the sound of this.
I think it's so funny.
I think
he's going to regret.
You.
They're going to regret asking me to join this server.
I can't believe you're the one who's turning out to be malicious. I'm
I was always malicious. I was always the one. Do you not remember the Minecraft stage we did on YouTube? I was always the one that was being mischievous and doing things to you without you knowing it.
You made us a pub.
I did, but I also did other things that you didn't know what was going on. You didn't realise it was me doing these things. Things
Yeah,
were
but we're
happening
pros
to you.
now.
You say that, Kev. I didn't realise till I watched your video back that you set fire to me when we were standing outside the mansion. I was watching that thinking, I genuinely thought the fire had spread all the way out there where we were. I was like legging it. It was just Kev had set fire to the floor where I was standing.
Yeah.
I did enjoy
and
that,
all the
though.
trees around you.
All before it, I'd been going to Kev, right, when we've cleared the mansion, we should just throw a bucket of lava down and clear it, and it will show us all the bits we missed. And Kev was going, I want to live in it. It'll be a great little base. The mansions are rare. We shouldn't destroy it. And when we were in it and we'd done it, Kev was like, what do we do now? And I said, well, if we'd brought lava, we could burn it. Do you have flint and steel? And he was like, I do, actually. And then next thing I know, we're meeting downstairs so we can set fire to the room, and then we're going to leg it up to the roof and jump off. And that's when it all kind of went wrong. But yeah, it was great. It was well fun. And I was excited that we did it that way, because that's probably the most unprofessional thing we've done in the whole run so far. Everything else has been really by the rules of Minecraft and playing it like we're trying to.
What Sheepdog's not saying on the podcast is moments before he was going to jump off the top of the burning building into the water with the rest of us, he fell through the ceiling 2 blocks away from the edge into a burning room and died.
Yeah.
It was brilliant.
I love that clip when you put it on. It's on Twitter if anyone wants to see it, but they should watch the video because it's ridiculous. And
The clip is perfect because it's not like there's loads of hole for you to fall in. There's a 1 block square. It's the only place you possibly could have fallen through, and it's like you lurch towards it. It's perfect.
tried to jump over fire, and there was a hole behind the fire. That was the problem. It was just pure coincidence.
Right, we're
when
not
I
getting on to
landed, I
talking
blew
about
up.
Minecraft
No.
again anyway.
No.
Goodness
No,
me.
no.
I've got things to do. I need to play some Minecraft. So we'll wrap this up there. Twitter is a thing. I'm not even going to tell you the podcast Twitter anymore. I haven't been on it in 4 years. I'm never going to tell you it again. If you follow it, consider that basically an NFT at this point. But you can follow me anywhere on the internet at Lelujo.
And I'm at Sheepdog6K anywhere too.
I'm Miss Lelujo, Anna Lelujo on the various platforms. Find me, just hunt for me.
Find me.
Find me.
And I'm at Pab1986 on Twitter and Twitch.
Yeah, he is. And Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
See you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week.
Bye.
Thanks for listening, folks.